Hiya all, I'm Propagandist and welcome back to some more RWBY Volume 8 reactions. We're reacting to episode 10, Ultimatum, today. Thumbnail is of General Ironwood, so he's obviously going to be featuring then in this one. Also, just something I've noticed just before the opening titles roll, just as I was preparing the video itself, and just getting through the opening title sequence just before I start doing the reaction to it itself. I noted there's a photosensitive epilepsy warning on this one. Apparently there are flashing lights in it, so if you do suffer from epilepsy, just something to be aware of before you get into this one. Watch at your own discretion, so consider that a bit of a warning. Other than that, so last episode, as usual, more interesting stuff went down. We followed Jean, Ren and Yang as they went onto Salem's ship to rescue Oscar. So they didn't manage to rescue Oscar, but they have got the lamp, I do believe, and Emerald has, I think, pretty much officially defected at this stage. Hazel held off Salem, but I think Hazel's probably going to die. However, Oscar remained behind. So if Hazel does die, he may not die just yet. Assuming, well, who knows. But that's the thing. Interestingly now, though, so, obviously the members of Team RWBY have seen Salem. She's talked to them indirectly through like a sort of, that sort of like weird grim crystal ball tentacle thing that Watts had in his bag previously during Volume 7. But I think this is officially now the first time that a member of Team RWBY, namely Yang in this case, has actually been face to face with her directly. So Yang's actually been there and actually seen it. Now, actually now that I think about it, I say they've got the lamp. They don't actually have the lamp, do they? Or does Neo have it? That's the question. Because now that I think about it, I've just remembered in the in the last episode, Neo, we saw her very briefly in the chamber where the lamp was being held. So actually, I've just suddenly second guessing myself now. What was I on about? I don't know. Right, so we're probably going to get Ironwood in this one. We may get a bit of RWBY Weiss Blake potentially, and if we do, they might be talking more about the fact that there was a Grim with a human head, a human face. So. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what goes down. And, without further ado, we're going to have a short preamble this time round, and let's get to... Actually, no, just before I forget, other big plot point from the last episode, or I should say potential plot point. Oscar mentioned another fairy tale, which may come into play, so make a mental note of it. The girl who fell through the world and all that. Okay, right, without further ado, let's get to the episode. Alright, we're starting then in 3, 2, 1, go. Photosensitive epilepsy warning, remember that everybody, just in case. Starting out with you then, okay. What are your thoughts? Well, this sounds ominous, so...
Sir, we have confirmation that Dr. Watts has escaped military headquarters with the assistance of Cinder Fall.
We do have Jacques Schnee in custody.
I don't give a damn about Jacques Schnee. What about the other two?
Did they get out?
Ironwood and Hill have evaded capture. But we are monitoring every exit, so they must still be inside the compound.
We're moving you to another...
Damn it! Search everywhere for them. Do not return to this office until you have Crow Bronwyn in custody.
Well, in that case, they're probably never going to return to the office then, are they? It's good to know that Robin Hill is still kicking. He's losing it.
What's the status of our...
What just happened? What was that? What? What just happened? Well, this is suddenly very dramatic. Oscar, did you just unleash some kind of power? Because it kind of ended with him and Hazel fighting Salem last time. Did he just do something? Did they have any need for the payload? No. Is it really? Wait. Oh, Neo, what? What are you doing?
Is everyone all right?
No injuries here.
What?
They were still inside.
No, they weren't. I think they're fine. They'll be okay. Right? I hope so.
Target destroyed. Good work. But no time to celebrate. Return to the Academy at once. We've got a new problem.
But that wasn't us.
Then we can tell him in person. Load it back up. We're leaving.
Where are they? Where's John, Yang and Ren? Did they get clear? God, that's quite a shot, that is, isn't it?
Did anyone respond?
No.
Well, she'll come back. In the interim, we need a plan.
Plan? The plan hasn't changed. I'm going to rip the maiden power out of Penny Polendina. Because you're going to bring her to me.
Of course you are, Cinder.
Pardon?
You said in your message that you have control over Penny.
I said I had Penny under control, not that I could telekinetically force her to do whatever I want.
What?
I implanted a virus in her, you dimwit. She's on a set path now. At least she should be.
She's heading for the
Much as I
relic,
hate to
yeah.
admit it, there seems to be some part of her capable of resisting.
Well, that's what she's supposed to be
It's only a
doing.
matter of time before her mechanical body succumbs to the virus. She'll open the vault, then she'll destroy herself, and our little Penny problem will be...
What do you mean
Oh.
she'll destroy herself? How am I supposed to take her power if she's dead?
You know, it's impressive that you haven't realized this yet, but I don't work for you. Please, you can't just threaten me like everyone else.
You think you're so clever, don't you, Arthur?
Salem sent you to bring me back.
Salem isn't here right now. But I think we can
Is
still
he gonna
come up with
die?
a plan while she's pulling herself together.
No, probably not, but...
First, I'm gonna watch you plummet to an unremarkable end.
Okay, never
And
mind.
then I'm going to burn a path directly to the vault, where I will wait to tear that magical puppet to pieces. And
So do you think you might be on the wrong side, Watts?
what is mine?
Wow, he doesn't seem that concerned.
Of course you are, because that's just what you do, isn't it? And how has that worked out for you? You stormed into Freya's room thinking you could take on Ironwood's top fighter and war machine. But you couldn't. And that machine became the Winter Maiden. Oh, and let's not forget your deal with Raven Brownwind. Get all your enemies in one place so you'd have a shot at revenge. If only someone could have warned you against such a miserable idea. Oh, wait.
Yes, you did.
But you pushed ahead and you lost it when all you had to do was your job. You think you're entitled to everything just because you've suffered, but suffering isn't enough. Can't just be strong, you have to be smart. Can't just be deserving, you have to be worthy. But all you have ever been is a bloody migraine.
Wow. Okay. Maybe she didn't kill him after all. Wow, that probably got through to her though. Like, what are you thinking, Cinder? What are you feeling? Because that's the thing, like, there's clearly tension between Cinder and Salem. In terms of Cinder has... Oh. Might Cinder... I don't know. Is there the potential that Cinder could end up going against Salem?
Yang, are you okay? Where are you?
Yeah, we're fine. Is everyone there all right?
Well, they got Oscar
We're
out.
alive. This'll help though. Guys, they're okay.
What do we do about her?
Hazel?
I'm sending you a map.
He's dead.
You're in the agricultural area. Just head to this access point to reach the Red Line subway tunnel. Then follow the route I've drawn for you.
Got it. We'll see you soon.
You can't be serious.
You want us to work with her?
I'm just saying it makes the most sense. We're all enemies of Salem, including her.
No, I'm with Blondie. You don't like me, I don't like you. So how about we just part ways and you never have to see me again?
You're not going anywhere. Not after everything you've
done.
We can't let all of our actions stem from fear. If she could help us, I think we should consider it.
She is part of the reason I have this. I'm not going to just forgive her. Everything that happened at Beacon, she lied to us, tricked us. She is dangerous.
You don't have to forgive her. You have every reason to feel that way. Just maybe give her a second chance. We've already gotten quite a bit of help today from someone we don't exactly trust right now.
Do you mean
Ren, what are you
Austin?
sensing?
I had a feeling.
Wait,
Oz is back? I know how you feel, but he saved my life. And when we were tortured, he took it. So I wouldn't have to. He entrusted me with this, and the massive amount of power he had stored up in it. Kinetic energy that he spent lifetime after lifetime accumulating in the cane he built.
So, that's how you did that? Using all of the stored up power?
Not all, but most. We have to be careful with how we use the rest. He trusted my judgment, and it saved us. I want to reciprocate that trust. There's a lot to sort out, but Oz really wants to help.
Thank you, Oscar.
Baby? Oh, that's a bright light. People down here? Refugees? Yeah. People hiding out from the chaos.
All of Atlas is down here.
I've seen what you can do, Emerald. However this fight ends, we could really use someone like you.
Is it really just going to be that simple? Like, she joins the Good Guys? I mean, there's going to be a lot of bad blood.
It's about time. While we dealt a decisive blow to Salem today...
Actually, that wasn't our payload, sir. I brought it back with us.
Then who could have...
Who do you think?
But you still have it. This may be useful. Penny still hasn't come to the vault, meaning Watts was either incompetent or he betrayed us. At this point, we'll never know. Cinder Falls attacked Command and escaped with him. And that's not all we've lost.
Sir?
Crow and Robin have also escaped. Salem's creature was destroyed. But that doesn't mean we've stopped her. She will return, and she will throw everything she has at us until there is nothing left. And we are perilously close to that already. I need the Winter Maiden now. It's the only way Atlas can survive. Shni, bring me Ark, Ren, and Xiaolong.
What for, sir?
I had Crow in my hands, and I didn't do what needed to be done. I will not make that mistake again.
She doesn't have the mate. Winter.
I'm ashamed I didn't think of it earlier. Leveraging the lives of her friends. It's the only way to make Penny listen to reason.
Are you
Sir,
comfortable with that, Winter? I don't think you
sorry,
are.
But we don't have them. Operative Schnee let them go.
Oh.
What?
Winter allowed them to go on board the creature to rescue their friend. And they never came back.
Oh. Oh no.
They were our last chance. Now I have nothing!
detecting non-military ships on radar. Dozens of them.
Ships?
Schnee Company.
They appear to be Schnee Dust Company freighters, sir. They're heading straight for Mantle.
To evacuate.
Weiss. I see. They're trying to save Mantle. This has always been about Mantle, hasn't it? I need to make a call.
Winter, he's going to go after your sister. You must have said, oh, you will. She's got the lamp.
Who is it? Did someone survive?
Oh, what? Oh, thank God you got back okay.
I missed you too.
Here comes the heartstring tugging moment. And this time I've just got to show. Yeah, come on, let's not be poker faced. Oh.
Where's Nora?
Yeah, where is she? She's upstairs. She's not doing well. I think she needs you, Ren. Oh, yeah. Forgot.
No, she's okay. I can...
Kids, the cargo ships you sent just made it, but they're not alone.
May? What are you talking about?
Oh my gods. Run! Everyone into the mine!
It's Ironwood. He's trying to take them down.
This is an emergency CCT broadcast.
Of course. He's just gone completely mad.
What's going on? Those ships. They were going to save people. Why would...
I have always promised to defend this kingdom, its technology, its future, from those who would see it destroyed. Our enemy is crippled, but one individual still denies Atlas its salvation. The protector of Mantle. Penny, wherever you and your friends are, I need you all to listen. I know how much Mantle means to you, so I'm going to give you a choice. You can bring yourself to Atlas Academy and do your duty. Help me save as much of Atlas as I can, and Mantle will be left to fend for itself. Or you can all watch as I destroy it. I have one bomb. That's all it will take. If there is no Mantle, then there is no reason for you not to work with me.
Oh my God, dude.
None of us want it to come to that. But one of us is...
He really is the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. He has no brain.
What I've ordered. Mantle is gone.
He's just mad.
You have 1 hour to respond. I hope you live up to the title I gave you.
And that's, of course, where it's going to end, isn't it? Oh my God. Yeah, he's just crossed the line. He's a straight-up villain now at this point. I mean, yeah, God. What else can I say about that? Right, I need to gather some thoughts, so jump cut, everybody. So it's official, Ironwood has lost the plot. Like, what is even his plan there? So, he wants to lure Penny to the vault, to open it, to get the relic to Salem. Yeah, like I said, he really is the Tin Man. For anyone who wasn't aware, there are characters in RWBY. I've talked about this before, how, you know, a lot of the characters in RWBY are, you know, loosely sort of inspired by things like fairy tale figures, historical figures, etc. Ironwood's case, he's based on the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. So, you know, you have Ozpin himself, who obviously is the Wizard of Oz, or based on him. Obviously, you have, like, Glinda Goodwitch, who we've not seen for, well, probably for ages. We have that brief glimpse of her earlier in the volume. And then, of course, you know, you have Ironwood, who is, like I say, the old Tin Man. So, yeah, he's not the most sort of, how should I say, most sort of strategic thinker. I guess, you know, he's very much of that mould of the military man who sees every problem as a nail that needs hammering, to put it that way. God, it's just like, what is he thinking? What is he planning, etc. Because the thing is, I don't see any reason why he would attack the freighters to Mantle, coming from, you know, the Schnee Dust Company, to do the evacuation. I guess he's just so kind of paranoid and gone on his own sense of power that he sees it as a threat, potentially. So I suppose, you know, he's just doing his own thing at this stage. You know, I said earlier that just one sort of very minor, sort of, I suppose, little, I suppose you could call it a little criticism. I do feel like General Ironwood's descent into sort of madness has been, what's the word I'm looking for? It sort of makes sense on one level, though I do still feel like to an extent it is slightly contrived. But having said that, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a minor criticism. I'm still very much enjoying this volume as a whole. It's had so much interesting stuff in it. So, you know, that point aside, it is interesting to see how this is playing out. It was also very interesting there to see the conversation between Watts and Cinder and just how she reacted to that and how it kind of reduced her to tears at the very end there. So, you know, I was sort of mentioning, obviously Emerald, it seems, has now defected and has come over to the good guy side. You know, sorry, my voice is already getting a bit hoarse, which is not a great sign, especially since I'm trying to blitz, you know, get these, get the outstanding reactions for Volume 8 done today. But, you know, I've been wondering, how is Cinder going to, what's her character arc ultimately going to be? How's this going to play out? Because, you know, earlier in this volume we have seen that there is definitely tension between her and Salem, because Cinder is a character who desires power. She wants respect, she wants authority, and that of course is based on the fact that as a child she was basically a slave and had nothing, no sort of respect, no status, no authority of her own. She was basically treated like absolute crap. And the thing is, you know, there's a tension there because she wants that status, she craves that power of her own, but Salem, you know, is very much still a queen over her, and for as long as she is in Salem's service, ultimately she's only ever going to be subservient to what Salem desires. And so there's going to be a sort of conflict there, which, you know, we have seen starting to really kind of emerge in this volume. So I'm really curious about what that might potentially suggest about where Cinder's character arc may ultimately go. I mean, could it be the case that ultimately Cinder could rebel against Salem? That is something we have yet to see, but it is always a possibility. I don't know if it'll necessarily happen this volume, but it could be something that happens in a later volume. Or then again, maybe Salem, as we saw earlier, will quickly realise that actually if she wants Cinder to do what she wants to do, or rather she wants to get Cinder to do to fulfil her kind of her goals and objectives, then she's got to press the right buttons. She's got to play on Cinder's desire for power and status, all while still finding ways to exert a creeping control over her. But, you know, the question then is, will Cinder kind of recognise when that's happening, and therefore will that conflict and tension still eventually boil over? But yeah, it'll be fascinating to see how that dynamic plays out over time, over the course of the, you know, the rest of the franchise. Anything else worth mentioning? Obviously, Neo has the lamp, the Relic of Knowledge. So that sort of exchange, you know, between Cinder and Watts, we also saw Neo sending, what essentially are basically kind of almost like WhatsApp messages through to Cinder, basically saying, you know, oh, I've got the lamp, but you're going to have to pay for it and all that. So what's that going to be about? So is Neo going loose cannon? Is Neo very much pursuing her own ends in all of this? I imagine so, because I don't feel like Neo is the sort who would give a damn about Salem or her plan or about what Cinder is doing. She's probably just in it for her own goals, namely her own glory and getting revenge for Roman Torchwick's death. So that's another thing we've got to keep our eyes on and see how that plays out. So maybe there's going to be another conflict between Cinder and Neo at some point, potentially. But without further ado, I'm going to wrap up there because that's, I think, a decent amount of time for some post-episode thoughts. So, yeah, I'm going to get straight into episode 11, ladies and gentlemen, so I hope you all join me for that. In the meantime, I'm signing off. Goodbye, everybody.